You're going up against a very well-established candidate, Ben Chandler. He was elected in 2004, and it's been suggested that it would take up to $5 million to run a viable campaign against him. What are you doing to get this kind of funding?
You know, I tell you, the best thing that I've seen probably within the last several months is that I honestly don't think it's going to take that much. I really don't, from either me or from anyone else. I think we've seen an amount of enthusiasm in the American people that probably maybe 2 years ago it probably would have taken that much, because you've got to have the funds to get your name out, to get the signs, the bumper stickers, the commercials, the radio spots. It takes a lot of money to actually run a campaign. This year I think is different. We've seen candidates win that were very underfunded. We've seen candidates win and pull off upsets that really didn't have a lot of funding at all, because people are now paying attention. And so the good side of that is, for us here, I think people have paid a lot of attention to what Mr. Chandler has actually done, and so it's to me not going to take the funding of that much. At least I hope it doesn't take that much. But in all honesty, I don't think it will, because I think when the message starts to get out, people are eager for something and hungry for something different, and so that's what we're going to offer.
Well, this is after, a couple days ago in Massachusetts we saw Scott Brown.
Yeah.
But,
pull off the upset of the year.
Massachusetts hadn't had a Republican senator since the 80s, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was 60s, somewhere around it, yeah.
So how does that, as you taking on an incumbent Democrat, how does that make you feel?
Oh, excited. I mean, you look at somewhere like Massachusetts where in all odds you'd say, well, the Democrat has to win. They just have to. It's just, some kind of a rite of passage, that the Democrat wins. Almost in this district, almost to the same as, the person with the last name of Chandler almost just has a right to the seat. Well, not anymore, because, people have got wise. They understand the issues. They know the issues. They know where he stands on the issues, and they're ready for something different. And so Scott Brown's win is a big win for us.
You mentioned the Democratic voters. The 6th district has a majority of Democratic voters. If you were to run the Republican primary, how would you get Democrat voters to vote for you in the general election?
The good thing about this particular district is that even though they are registered with a D beside their name, the majority are conservative. And when you go after those conservative voters, that's how you win. And so that's our strategy. In the fall, it's all about the conservative message that we'll be getting out, and so I think that will resonate, not only with our party, but the Democrats also. They're hungry too for something different.
Very quickly on foreign policy, it's been debated. I'll ask you, are we in a war on terror?
I think we are in a war on terror, absolutely, and I certainly don't agree with using any other terms for that.
What position would you take to address terrorism and the threat that it poses on the U.S.?
Well, I think there's several things. Number one, I think that if we are going to fight the war actually in Afghanistan, we need to go and we need to fight it, and fight it with everything that we've got. If the general asks for more troops, we need to send them. We don't need to go and wait around and just fight a little bit and stay. I'm all for going, using our might and fight and get the job done and then come home. I think it's vitally important that we do that. Take out the Taliban while we're there, get the job done and come home. I think things like Guantanamo Bay, that needs to stay open. There's no possible way that you can justify that prison closing and bringing those terrorists to our soil. It's ridiculous. I mean, there's a lot of things, but we've got to fight this war, and we've got to fight it to win.
There's been a lot of instances lately as far as the Fort Hood massacre, the Pandy bomber on Christmas Day, and has brought the issue of profiling to the forefront. What are your thoughts about profiling?
I think we've gone too far the other way. I think we have gone too far down the road of trying to be politically correct. And I'll give you an example. Not too long ago, I was standing in line at the airport, and right in front of me was a lady, probably 70 years old, you know, white hair. I mean, obviously, I mean, you know, carrying her big purse. I mean, it just looked like a normal person. They pulled her to the side, almost not quite stripped her down, but pretty close, because she was the sixth person in line, seventh person, whatever their number was. And I think we see that almost an overreach of, we don't want to pick one person out because they might look different. We don't want to pick somebody out because they might look like, you know, something fishy is going on, to the detriment of what, you know, we've seen recently. If we see something that looks like it is different, if we see something that looks like that somebody is doing something that they shouldn't, it does not matter what color their skin is, it doesn't matter what they look like, we need to be on it and check it out.
Matt, if someone wants to look your website up, tell them your website, your Facebook, and how they can get a hold of you.
Well, I'll tell you what, we need your help. We need a lot of help. You can go to www.mattlockett.net. That is mattlockett.net. You can also find us on Facebook under Matt Lockett. But I encourage you, we really strongly need you. We need you, and we need your help. We need donations, obviously, as we talked about before, but we need people to make phone calls, to put out yard signs and bumper stickers. We just need your involvement. But first and foremost, I need your support, and I'm going to ask you for that support. I need your vote, and I need your help. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
I am Mica Sims with MicaSims.com, sitting down with Matt Lockett, and come back and see the rest of the candidates. Thank you.